They say a woman was being held against her will.
She was forced into the trunk of her car at gunpoint.
Just grabbed me and picked me up.
Disturbing attempted kidnapping of a child in Arden Arcade.
It's just so horrible to watch.
In March 2024, CCTV captured the moment a 14-year-old girl escaped an attempted kidnapping while walking home from school in Arizona. The footage shows a teenager walking when a car stopped behind her. The suspect then got out of the vehicle and started walking behind her at the same pace. The girl picked up her pace, showing that she was aware of what was going on.
You'll see a car pull up now. The one thing about the car you need to know is that the suspect who was arrested is in the passenger seat, and apparently the driver is female. Watch what happens. This is unreal. Car stops. She's walking, 14 years old. Suspect gets out.
Another camera showed the final moments where she literally ran across the road to get away from the suspect, Timothy Guan, who police arrested for allegedly following the 14-year-old girl on foot after exiting the vehicle that an unidentified woman was driving.
Awareness by this 14-year-old, amazing. She picks up the pace. He picks up the pace. She knows there is danger. She is sprinting to get out of the way, to get away from this man. Incredibly smart, incredibly brave. Look at the final moments caught on this camera now as she runs to safety.
This chilling footage was released by the Los Angeles Police Department. It's a doorbell footage that shows a woman come to her porch to investigate what was going on. In the background, blood-curdling screams could be heard from an obviously terrified lady, crying for help. Moments later, a white sedan speeds into the distance. The lady had been kidnapped, and there was no clue as to who did it. In December 2019, a shocking incident unfolded on a New York City train, captured on camera and later widely circulated online. Sonny Alloway, a man dressed in red, was filmed attempting to abduct a woman in a brazen act that left onlookers stunned.
No! An attempted abduction on a 6 train in the Bronx early Sunday morning captured on cell phone video. Around 2:45 a.m., a man dressed head to toe.
The woman, who had been asleep during the initial moments of the encounter, became Alloway's target as he tried to engage her in conversation. Ignoring his attempts, she remained unaware of the danger looming.
To get a woman's attention as she sits across from him, hood over her head. He first taps her leg and then nudges her foot. The train slowly.
Moments later, Alloway escalated his actions. Taking advantage of the woman's unconscious state, he carried her off the train and placed her on a platform bench, seemingly planning to continue his abduction. However, the commotion and movement stirred the woman awake.
As the doors open, he jumps up and scoops the woman from her seat as she yells no, flailing her legs and trying to grab hold of the car. No!
Realizing the peril she was in, she quickly gathered her senses, broke free from Alloway's grasp, and ran back onto the train to safety. Fellow passengers watched in disbelief as the ordeal unfolded, with some later describing the scene as deeply unsettling.
The woman manages to escape and runs back into the train, alerting the man she was with, who appeared to be asleep next to her.
Authorities were alerted immediately, and the swift response of law enforcement led to Alloway's apprehension. He was charged with unlawful imprisonment, a move that brought some relief to the victim and the wider community. The incident sparked discussions about public safety on New York City's transit system and the need for vigilance among passengers.
Up from the bench, walks out as the man and woman curse and yell. Police arrested 48-year-old Sonny Alloway on Monday afternoon near the intersection of Rosedale and Randall Avenues in the Bronx, now charged with unlawful imprisonment for carrying that woman off the train.
Surveillance cameras outside an auto repair shop in Sacramento, California, captured a dramatic moment that could have ended in tragedy if not for the swift actions of shop owner Ashraf Ali.
Thanks for joining us at 7. We have some new details and video tonight of a disturbing attempted kidnap.
The incident unfolded when a woman, later identified as Deidre Gentry, approached two women pushing a baby in a stroller down the street. Gentry began shouting and accusing the women of having her child, her behavior growing increasingly erratic. Alarmed, the women tried to shield the baby from her, but the tension escalated.
We have a child in Arden Arcade. Just minutes ago, we got this video that shows you what happens, how it unfolds. It was all caught on security camera.
As the struggle continued, the stroller suddenly broke free and rolled toward Ali's auto repair shop, drawing his attention. Sensing danger, Ali immediately intervened. He managed to stop the stroller just as Gentry lunged toward it, preventing her from seizing the baby. Witnesses later reported that Gentry's behavior was aggressive and unpredictable, causing panic among the bystanders.
Sacramento County Sheriff's Department says deputies got the call for help just before 1:15 Monday afternoon. The caller said a woman chased two other women. You can see that there as they were pushing a stroller that had a toddler in it, and the suspect repeatedly said the child was hers. The women ran away, but look at that. You can see the stroller is still there. The child is still in that stroller, and the woman returned. A man then, you can see him there keeping her away from the stroller and that child. The other women returned to get the child as others were calling for help, and they wanted to make sure the child wasn't harmed.
Ali's quick response not only kept the baby safe, but also calmed the escalating situation until law enforcement arrived. Reports are that officers soon reached the scene, where they arrested Gentry. She was charged with attempted kidnapping, and an investigation was launched to determine her motives and mental state.
Yeah, this happened on Fulton Avenue yesterday. Authorities say the woman who tried to grab that child is Deidre Gentry. She's currently being held on $100,000 bail. She was appointed a public defender today and had her arraignment today for a felony charge of attempted kidnapping.
I was a little bit worried, that on a broad daylight, that something like that would be going on around this area.
Daniel Arroyo Beltran accosted a mother and her 3 children at a bus stop in Las Cruces, New Mexico on March 25, 2020. Beltran snatched one of the woman's children and assaulted her when she refused to give up the others.
At a gas station in Las Cruces, New Mexico, a man is trying to steal a pregnant woman's children, fighting everyone who gets in his way.
The woman managed to escape his hold and ran into a nearby store, hiding with her kids. Beltran forced his way into the store, attacking anyone who challenged him.
Lady with their kids, he's in the store. We can't get him out.
He's trying to force his way into the locked bathroom, where the terrified woman and her children are hiding.
The situation could have taken a tragic turn if not for Kanan Bauer, a high school wrestling champion who rushed into the store and pinned Beltran down until police arrived. Bauer's bravery earned him international recognition.
Their attacker now pinned to the ground. Angry employees pile on top of him too, but Kanan calmly tells them to back off.
They were in my way. I wrestled and that I'm a big guy, so I trusted myself. I had him, and he wasn't going nowhere.
Kanan only had one brief moment of concern.
When I walked in the door and I saw that blood on the floor, I was worried that he had a knife or a gun on him, but as soon as I was like chest to chest with him, then I wasn't scared. So if he had a knife or something on him, I was too close for him to stab me.
Several minutes pass, and desperate employees are still pleading with the police to hurry up.
They're on their way. Everybody's on their way, okay? Just stay on the line with me.
Kanan stays firmly locked onto the man.
He was saying like, let me go and cuss him and stuff. But after the first minute, he gave up.
Kanan is calm, but the employees are still livid.
You see a lady come with a wet floor sign to hit him upside the head. You see someone try to hit him or kick him.
They were angry and I could see why, but I was telling her to stop hitting him because he wasn't going anywhere.
After Kanan walks in, almost 6 long minutes go by.
And you're thinking, where are the cops? It feels like it's taking forever.
In 2017, grainy surveillance footage from Buenos Aires, Argentina, captured a chilling scene. A young boy named Sebastian was walking alone at night when a car pulled up beside him. Two men jumped out and tried to drag him into the vehicle. Despite the terrifying situation, Sebastian fought back with all his strength. In the struggle, he managed to break free and spirited away, leaving his backpack behind. The kidnappers quickly fled the scene in their car. It remains unclear if they were ever identified or arrested. John Marshall Randolph, employees at the Coeur d'Alene parasail in Idaho, foiled the attempted kidnapping of a young boy in August 2021. The boy had been approached by a man named John Marshall Randolph, who tried to take him away in one of the boats.
Around 8 in the evening, surveillance video shows a man approaching the Coeur d'Alene parasail booth with a child.
The parasail staff, including the owner Jamin Rodriguez, sensed something was wrong when the frightened boy came up to them and reported that he didn't know Randolph.
The kid went around me and kind of hid behind me and stated, "I don't know that man and he's not my dad."
The kid went around Rodriguez and hid behind him, stating, "I don't know that man and he's not my dad." When confronted, Randolph insisted that he was the boy's father before turning around and walking away. Rodriguez quickly called the police and followed Randolph to prevent him from escaping.
Owner Jamin Rodriguez sensed something was wrong. After moving the child out of the way and questioning the man, he told Rodriguez he would, quote, "get the boy's mom." Rodriguez discreetly called the police, but kept moving.
So then he started heading back down the dock, and I'm like, "Riley, you stay with the kid, find his mom. I'm gonna go follow this guy because we can't let him go. If we let him go, he could be gone forever."
Rodriguez has kids of his own and felt the danger of the child who was now hiding behind him. He followed the man for 15 minutes around the lake, updating dispatch on his every step, much to the man's dismay.
He's like, "Stop following me, leave and go back to your booth." And I was like, "No." He's just like a main actor in like a horror movie, like that kind of creepy oddness.
Meanwhile, his employees stayed with the child and went to find his actual mom.
Randolph was arrested by police and charged with child enticement, and the boy was reunited with his mother.
Crying, super sad.
The boy's mother says everything feels surreal, but she's so grateful for the help of the men.
The most important thing to take from this story is people are just more aware of the fact that this stuff could happen in our little town of Coeur d'Alene.
When police arrived, the suspect, John Marshall Randolph, was booked into the Kootenai County Jail for one count of child enticement. Randolph has already been bonded out, but the boy's mother and the employees say they are moving further in the legal process so that this suspect stays off the streets and away from children.
In 2013, a seemingly ordinary shopping trip to a Walmart in Oklahoma turned into a terrifying nightmare for Alicia Keating and her two daughters.
That terrifying hostage ordeal all caught on tape. A toddler snatched right out of it.
While they were in the store, a man named Sammy Wallace suddenly grabbed one of her daughters, holding her at the knife point and threatening her life. Panic spread through the store as shoppers and employees realized what was happening, and Keating's worst fears began to unfold.
Her mother's back was turned, and then that 2-year-old held at knife point. Hostage negotiators were called to the store, and ABC's Rob Nelson.
As the situation escalated, the police were quickly called to the scene, and officers arrived to negotiate with Wallace. For 30 minutes, they tried to reason with him, urging him to release the child and end the standoff peacefully. However, Wallace continued to hold the girl hostage, and with each passing moment, the threat to her life grew more real.
Here, her mother, Alicia Keating, pleads for her daughter as panicked shoppers call police. Others use their carts to block Wallace's path.
We heard the hollering. She was hollering and carrying on. You know, "Please help me. Somebody's got my baby. He's got my baby."
Law enforcement quickly moved in, evacuating the store and starting more than 30 minutes of negotiations with Wallace. Watch as police offer him a chair as he tightly holds on to the girl.
He had a weapon in his hand, a knife-type weapon holding up against the child, threatening the child's life.
Police say Wallace was uncooperative and that the situation quickly deteriorated, with the suspect making odd demands, starting an ominous 60-second countdown.
Things took a frightening turn when Wallace began a countdown, signaling he was ready to harm the child. Fearing for the girl's life, the officers knew they had to act fast. With no other option, one of the police officers made the difficult decision to shoot Wallace, fatally wounding him. The decision ultimately saved the child, who was unharmed and quickly freed from Wallace's grasp.
As the video continues, Huff tries to protect the little girl and gets close enough to fire a single deadly shot at point-blank range.
Obviously, our goal was to talk him down and get him to release the child. Unfortunately, we weren't successful, but we were successful in saving this child.
On August 16, 2019, Estella was walking down a street in California when Henry Oscar Mazariegos Gonzalez suddenly attacked her in an attempted abduction. Out of nowhere, Gonzalez struck Estella with a hammer, trying to overpower her. Despite the surprise assault and the pain from the blow, Estella fought back with incredible strength. She grabbed the hammer from Gonzalez, struck him with it, and managed to break free from his grasp. Reports are that he fled the scene, leaving Estella shaken but alive. She quickly sought help, and the police launched an investigation into the attack. Gonzalez's whereabouts remained unknown for some time, but authorities eventually tracked him down in Guatemala in 2020. Before he could be extradited to the U.S. to face charges, Gonzalez took his own life while in custody. On June 22, 2019, 26-year-old Esther Daniels was arrested at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, Georgia, after attempting to abduct a couple's children. Surveillance footage from the airport showed Daniels approaching a woman who was pushing a stroller with one of her children inside. Without warning, Daniels tried to grab the stroller, but the mother quickly fought her off. Undeterred, Daniels then reached for the couple's other child, but was stopped by the father, who intervened. As Daniels attempted to flee the scene, airport officers quickly responded and apprehended her. She was arrested and later charged with kidnapping and obstruction of a police officer. Authorities reported that Daniels appeared to be experiencing mental distress at the time of the incident. The swift actions of the parents, along with the timely intervention of law enforcement, helped prevent what could have been a tragic outcome. On July 1, 2016, a mother in Victorville, California, had a terrifying encounter at a local cell phone store with her two daughters.
A man was caught on surveillance attempting to kidnap a 4-year-old girl, according to police. Video shows the mother holding her young...
While the mother was holding her infant, her older daughter was playing near the entrance. Without warning, 24-year-old Terry Ransom reached through the door and tried to grab the girl. In a quick and courageous move, the child managed to break free and ran back into her mother's arms, escaping the abduction attempt.
Child in her arms as her daughter stood by her side. The little girl began playing with a candy machine in a California cell phone store when the man appeared to snatch her. The mom and another customer ran out of the store, and somehow the 4-year-old managed to break free. The mom tells the store owner that she noticed a man watching her in the parking lot.
Bystanders nearby witnessed the incident and immediately sprang into action, chasing Ransom down and detaining him until police arrived. Law enforcement took Ransom into custody, and he was later charged with kidnapping and child cruelty. Thanks to the mother's quick reaction and the bystanders' timely intervention, the child was unharmed, and the situation ended without further harm.
Got up and started running again. The suspect, Terry Random, was then tackled and held by people until police arrived. He was arrested on suspicion of trying to abduct the girl. He is being held on $250,000 bail and is scheduled to appear in court on Wednesday.
On June 7, 2016, a horrifying attempt at kidnapping took place at a Dollar General store in Florida. Craig Bonello grabbed a young girl and began dragging her through the aisles, causing panic in the store. Her quick-thinking mother immediately sprang into action, confronting Bonello and fighting him off to protect her child. During the struggle, the mother managed to force him to release the girl, and Bonello fled the store. An off-duty sheriff's deputy who happened to be in the parking lot saw Bonello fleeing and quickly apprehended him. Bonello was arrested and charged with kidnapping and child abuse. However, during the trial, Bonello was found not guilty by reason of insanity. Despite this, the mother's bravery and the deputy's intervention ensured the safety of the young girl, preventing what could have been a far worse outcome. In September 2020, an attempted abduction at a Johannesburg restaurant was captured on video, sparking widespread outrage.
Vigilant. A recent video making the rounds on social media horrifically depicts this. The video begins with two women and a child seated at a pizza parlor.
The footage showed Nasim Sleiman leaping over a railing and charging toward a young girl, attempting to grab her. However, Ishal Suku, the restaurant owner, witnessed the attack and acted swiftly. He rushed over, tackled Slamang to the ground, and restrained him in a chokehold, preventing the abduction.
Seconds later, the suspect is seen storming into the restaurant and grabbing the child. The owner, who acted swiftly, anonymously detailed the encounter.
We were sitting outside and there were other customers here. There was a lady with her two kids.
The incident was quickly stopped, and Slamang was arrested by police, facing charges of assault and attempted kidnapping. Further investigation revealed that Slamang had a criminal history, with prior convictions and an outstanding warrant for his arrest. His actions were brought to an end thanks to the courageous intervention of Suku, who saved the child from harm.
This is when my guard went up. So as soon as I saw him come towards the restaurant and jump over is when I stood up and intervened. At the time, my only thought was I need to save this child. And the only way to do that was to restrain him in such a way that he would let go of the child. The child was traumatized.
An 11-year-old girl in Arizona was walking to school when she almost got kidnapped. A silver sedan pulled up to the side of the road, and she walked past. The suspect, later identified as Joseph Ruiz, came out of the car and chased after her, but she was fast in running away, and he quickly returned to his car, but was later arrested. In Coweta County, Georgia, a quick-thinking gas station cashier and a customer prevented a potential kidnapping on Interstate 885.
A man and a woman, apparently boyfriend and girlfriend, stopped and went inside. The images of the clerk and the victim have been destroyed.
Surveillance footage captured the dramatic moment when a woman, seemingly in distress, tried to use the store phone to call for help. Her alleged abductor, Timothy Todd Milner, grabbed the phone from her hand and forcefully dragged her outside toward his truck.
thwarted in an effort to protect their identities. The video shows the victim approach the counter. She has what appears to be a soft drink that she's going to purchase. Instead, deputies say she asked the store clerk for a telephone in an attempt to call for help. But they say the man behind her, the man with her, the man apparently holding her against her will, takes that phone from her and slams it down on the counter. They say the video then shows him shoving her to the doorway. She is apparently pleading for help and doing everything she can not to go with him, holding on to whatever she can grab until that video shows him pulling her out of the store. A second video shows the man pushing the woman to a pickup truck in the parking lot. Deputies say it appears to them that
A vigilant bystander witnessing the struggle managed to take note of Milner's license plate number. This crucial detail helped police track down the suspect, leading to his swift arrest. Milner was charged with kidnapping, false imprisonment, and battery. Thanks to the actions of the witnesses, the woman was rescued, and Milner's attempt to abduct her was thwarted.
His image has been pixelated. The video showed him approach the truck. Deputies say he wanted to know that the woman was all right. He is then seen going to the back of the truck and snapping a picture of the license plate with a cell phone. The clerk followed the couple outside. She picked up that store phone that was on the counter. The two called 911 and deputies eventually located the couple and arrested the man seen in the video. They've identified him as 35-year-old Timothy Todd Milner of Coweta County. He's charged with kidnapping the woman and holding her against her will, as well as battery. Deputies praise the actions of the clerk and the customer.
On November 11, 2015, a convenience store clerk in Philadelphia, Manveer Comer, played a key role in preventing a kidnapping. Nathaniel Rodriguez had allegedly abducted a local doctor and was forcing her to withdraw money from multiple ATMs.
Now to a story which could have had a much different ending if not for a very alert gas station clerk, the quick-thinking hero stopping an alleged kidnapping. And ABC's TJ Holmes is here with that story.
As Rodriguez and the victim entered the store, Comer noticed the situation and bravely confronted him. Startled by the confrontation, Rodriguez quickly fled the scene, taking the victim's car with him.
At first glance, you might not realize anything's wrong here. But this is an alleged crime in progress. Police say the man in this surveillance video carjacked this woman early Wednesday morning, claiming to have a weapon. He forced her to withdraw money from ATMs around town. Watch as they pull into this gas station and walk into the convenience store. The suspect gives a friendly wave to the clerk before they go to the ATM. Unable to withdraw cash, they head to the counter where the suspect uses the woman's credit card to buy cigarettes. But watch what happens next. Clerk, Manveer Comer, sensing something was wrong, comes from behind the counter and stops the woman at the door, physically putting himself between her and the suspect and tells her not to leave.
Come my bed, I help you, no problem.
Thanks to Comer's intervention, police were able to track Rodriguez down shortly after, and he was arrested. The victim was unharmed, and her ordeal came to a swift end due to the quick actions of the store clerk.
The clerk confronts the suspect, who you see reach into his jacket as if he has a weapon. Suspect then flees in the woman's car. Back inside, the clerk gives the woman a bottle of water. She's shaken but unharmed, thanks in part to the clerk playing his hunch.
And it was a hunch. Now, they caught up with the suspect a short time later.
In Hillsborough County, Florida, on October 10th, a dramatic rescue unfolded as officers swiftly recovered two young children from an alleged kidnapper. The ordeal began when a distraught father flagged down Deputy Jonathan Pazmino Alvarez, reporting that his truck had been stolen with his 4-year-old and 8-year-old children inside.
Why are you doing with the kids? What's going on?
An alleged kidnapper caught on camera as Florida officers make a quick rescue of two young children.
Step out of the car.
That's not my dad.
Step out of the car, bro.
It happened on October 10th in Hillsborough County, Florida. Just before 7 o'clock that evening, Deputy Jonathan Pazmino Alvarez was flagged down by a distressed father.
I know where your dad is. I know where your dad is. I saw him running this way.
The man told the officer his children, ages 4 and 8, were taken when someone stole his truck.
Deputy Pazmino Alvarez soon spotted the stolen truck and initiated a traffic stop. He confronted the driver, identified as 37-year-old Kevin Smith, who denied any wrongdoing. However, body camera footage revealed one of the children asserting that the man was not their father, confirming the father's fears.
Alvarez got eyes on the vehicle.
Stop the truck! Now! Pull into the parking lot!
When the truck pulled over, the deputy began asking questions.
Oh, my car. These not your car? Step out of the car. Step out of the car, bro. Okay, step out of the car. Help me out here.
The suspect, later identified as 37-year-old Kevin Smith, continued to tell the deputy, quote, "It's not me."
Are you gonna step out? Okay, now that you give me the car keys. Give me the car keys.
Body cam footage captures one of the children saying the suspect is not his father as the officer attempts to take the man into custody.
Is this? Yeah. All right, step out of the car. No, it's not my dad.
Smith was immediately arrested and charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle and 2 counts of felony kidnapping. Thankfully, the children were unharmed and quickly reunited with their father.
Step out of the car, bro. Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
Smith was arrested on the scene and later charged with grand theft motor vehicle and 2 counts of felony kidnapping. The children were not injured in the incident and were safely returned to their father. For the latest developments in this case and all things true crime.
In 2021, a disturbing attempted abduction took place in the Bronx when Salcedo tried to snatch a toddler from his grandmother, who was walking with her grandchildren.
Details this morning about the man accused of trying to kidnap a 3-year-old girl in the Bronx.
Surveillance footage of the incident quickly surfaced, helping police identify the suspect. Despite the grandmother's panic, she bravely chased Salcedo as he tried to flee with the child.
Charges, including kidnapping and unlawful imprisonment. Cops say he's the man seen in this video wrapped in a blanket trying to kidnap a little girl. Her grandmother panicking and screaming for help while chasing him as the girl's younger brothers stand by, terrified.
Salcedo was cornered by bystanders, who helped to intervene, causing him to release the toddler and escape. The police soon arrived and apprehended Salcedo. He was later arrested and charged with attempted kidnapping, with the child thankfully unharmed due to the grandmother's quick response and the community's assistance.
Good Samaritans then started their own search team.
We were looking for him, but couldn't find him.
But police did. Officers say Salcedo fled on a scooter, then he ditched it and walked off. Police found him sleeping in the doorway of a nearby business and recognized him from this video. The attempted kidnapping has left this Throgs Neck neighborhood stunned, most praising the hero strangers who made sure this little girl was safe.
I'm actually grateful they jumped in to help because honestly...
In Bremen, Georgia, at a Walmart store, Thomas Woods, a parolee convicted of manslaughter, attempted to abduct a child in the toy section. Surveillance cameras captured the chilling moment as he tried to grab the child. However, the child's quick thinking and swift escape alerted nearby store employees who immediately notified the authorities. The store's vigilance played an important role too, allowing police to track Woods down and arrest him within an hour. He held his head low as he was let out and was later charged with attempted kidnapping, and his previous criminal record raised further concerns about his intentions.
Anybody, it didn't bother nobody. I was never there.
I couldn't believe that somebody would do that to a little kid, so it was very scary.
I think they should scream and try to kick as hard as they can and try to get away.
In Birmingham, Alabama, a woman made a daring escape after being forced into the trunk of her car at gunpoint. According to police, the woman was approached by a man demanding money. When she explained she had none, he allegedly forced her to drive to multiple ATMs to withdraw cash.
Alabama say the woman told him she was approached by a man carrying a gun who demanded she give him money. She told him she didn't have any, so she claims he forced her to drive to withdraw money.
At one gas station, the man exited the car to withdraw more money. Upon his return, the woman seized the opportunity, activating the trunk's safety latch and jumping out. Gas station employees who witnessed her escape quickly helped her hide in the back room until authorities arrived.
When they got to this gas station, the man got out to withdraw more money. But after he got back in the car to leave, the woman popped the safety latch in the trunk and jumped out. Gas station workers who witnessed her fall from the car let her hide in the back room until police could come.
Police later discovered the car abandoned, but the suspect remains at large. The woman's quick thinking and bravery likely saved her life. Authorities are continuing their search for the suspect.
The car abandoned, and the suspect is still on the loose.
The NYPD is searching for 2 individuals after an attempted kidnapping in Queens. According to reports, a person picked up a 5-year-old boy and placed him in the back of their car. However, the boy's mother managed to pull him out through the front passenger seat, preventing the abduction. The investigation is ongoing, and authorities are asking for the public's help in identifying the suspects involved in the attempted kidnapping.
After an attempted kidnapping in Queens, you can see one person pick up a 5-year-old boy and put him in the back of a car on Hillside Avenue in Richmond Hill. The boy's mother was able to pull him out through the front passenger window. The suspect and another person in the maroon car drove away. Luckily, the little boy was not hurt.
In 2022, 6-year-old Kennedy Nash faced a terrifying ordeal while taking out the trash in her Ohio neighborhood.
We have an update on a disturbing story from 2022.
A man named Derek McPherson approached her, made inappropriate contact, and attempted to abduct her. Kennedy's immediate response was courageous. She screamed loudly and broke free, running back into her house to safety.
Kennedy Nash was doing her chores, taking out the trash, when the man walks up and inappropriately touches her. He starts to walk away, then turns back, takes hold of the child, and apparently tries to haul her away. The little girl lets out a blood-curdling scream and runs back inside.
Authorities quickly arrested McPherson, who initially faced several charges. Recently, he pleaded guilty to kidnapping and gross sexual imposition, leading to some charges being dropped as part of a plea deal. He now faces a potential sentence of up to 212 years in prison and will be required to register as a sex offender.
He originally faced more charges, but they were dropped due to the plea.
How proud are you of your daughter and her quick thinking?
Yeah, she was super brave. She listened to what we have taught her and what she's seen on TV. You know, she screamed and she got away, thankfully.
McPherson could face a maximum sentence of 21.5 years in prison and have to register as a sex offender.
In Florida, Jared Paul Stanga attempted to abduct Allison Banal while she was waiting at a bus stop, threatening her with a knife. The footage shows the young girl playing when a white SUV pulled up in front of her. Jared alighted and ran towards her, but she realized the danger and attempted to run. He caught up with her quickly. Despite the danger, Allison showed remarkable bravery and resisted. During the struggle, she managed to smear blue slime on Stanga, leaving a trail of crucial evidence on his clothes. She eventually freed herself from his grasp and he ran off after failing. A doorbell camera captured a chilling moment that showed the importance of securing your door behind you. In the footage, a young woman arrives home and struggles to unlock her door, taking a few moments longer than expected. Once she finally gets in, she closes the door behind her, unknowingly avoiding a potentially dangerous situation. Moments after she enters, a tattooed man appears on the porch and attempts to open the door, finding it locked. Another man soon joins, seemingly acting as a lookout. The first man knocks on the door, trying to gain entry, but it remains secure. Realizing what was happening, the woman quickly yells that she'll call the police, which causes the men to flee the scene. Everything here points to kidnapping. The opened car door, the strange behavior of the lady in harsh glasses. The suspicious lady walked around as if checking out the area, and she approached the unsuspecting girl and stroked her hair. It's obvious she was waiting for the girl to start walking away so she could accost her. But the salesgirl already sensed what was going on and took matters into her own hands. As the young girl walked away, the suspicious lady approached her, but the salesgirl was quicker and got to her first. Realizing the failed mission, the lady ran into the car, which immediately drove off. A home security camera in Oregon captured the moment when a lady was kidnapped from her own porch.
Please help me!
The lady comes up to the door, visibly distressed, and presses the doorbell. Mere seconds later, a man shows up and grabs her from behind. The lady screams out for help, but the people inside probably don't hear, as the man takes her into a waiting car and drives off. Horrifying CCTV footage shows a girl being brazenly abducted and molested while she was on a call in front of her paying guest accommodation in Bengaluru. The unidentified man took her to an under-construction building nearby and allegedly tried to rape her. The incident that took place at Katrigupa in South Bengaluru on April 23rd has been captured on CCTV. According to News 18, the victim bit the accused's hand and escaped. She rushed back to her PG and narrated her ordeal. This video, captured in 2010, shows a very well-planned kidnapping. The video shows a car coming to a stop and a man coming out of it, obviously with. The man purposely walked towards a lady who had noticed what was going on, and another man came from behind her. They both grabbed the lady and took her to the car. Another lady showed up from nowhere to assist them. Onlookers could only watch as the car drove away. This next clip is as sad as it is annoying. A hooded man approached a little girl and asked if she remembered him. The girl had no idea who he was and said so, but nobody could care less.
Did you remember me?
No.
I'm your neighbor. Where's your mom?
She's here.
You know what? I got puppies in the car. You want to come?
Yes.
Come. I'll bring you back to your mom after.
I don't know you.
Hey, you remember me? I'm your neighbor. Where's your mom?
She's here.
She's here?
The same scenario repeated itself 3 times, but everyone minded their own business, and the little girl was kidnapped in plain sight, right in front of all the adults.
Okay, come. Let's go find her. She'll be shocked to see me here.
I don't remember you.
I know your mommy. Neighbors. Yeah, I'll bring you back to her. Let's go.
Let go.
Don't you remember me? I'm CJ, your neighbor. Where's your mom?
She's here.
She's here? Where? What store? Come. I'll bring you back to your mom.
I've never seen you before.
In April 2022, a surveillance camera in Orlando, Florida, captured a concerning incident involving a child walking to school. The footage showed Vin Nguyen approaching the boy and attempting to lure him into his vehicle.
Deputies, they're searching for the person they say is in the surveillance video.
Nguyen allegedly complimented the child and offered him a ride to school, trying to appear friendly and trustworthy. However, the boy, sensing danger, refused the offer and quickly walked away to safety.
Attempting to kidnap a child.
Authorities later reviewed the footage, which provided clear evidence of Nguyen's actions, and a white Toyota RAV4, in which Nguyen reportedly escaped and was spotted.
Also released video of a white Toyota RAV4. They say the suspect drove away in it. Now they're asking if they recognize that man or have any information, so go ahead and call the crime line.